Reunion with Source by Ezekiel, Part 2. The Soul and Multi-Level Being. As we have seen, after the first division and the creation of the suns, the planets, and the mineral, plant, and animal kingdoms, the Elohim, the gods, also created the vehicles to walk among the creation. The vehicles, bodies, were created in the same image and likeness of the gods, and in order to inhabit the bodies, they again lowered their vibrations and created the soul. The soul is an aspect of the God that created it. It is designed to govern the body and to record all the body experiences. It was also equipped to make adjustments to the body, adapt it to different environments, and evolve the body to better suit the God that inhabited it. It is part of the vibrational continuum. Humanity is the chosen vehicle of the gods that created the universe. It is written that ye are gods, and the Spirit of God dwells within you. This is indeed a fact. Within you resides a great God. It is buried under layers of fear, unworthiness, and wrong conclusions from past experiences. The soul, which once was a shining example and counterpart of a great God, through time has been altered greatly by false identification with lower vibrational attitudes and emotions. Your true identity is neither the fear nor the unworthiness. You are not the wrong conclusion from past experience. You are not what you have been told by your parents, society, or the holy men who keep you in darkness and subservience. You are God's. You forgot now, didn't you? It was Paul who said, "We have bodies celestial and bodies terrestrial." Another example of this understanding. As one expands the consciousness, one expands upward and outward along a vibrational continuum consisting of many levels. This process has been called many things, and the levels have been given many names. Some call it contacting the higher self, the Holy Spirit, or just plain enlightenment. As one expands along the continuum, they experience higher, more unlimited states of consciousness. Thought has a vibration, and the most unlimited thoughts are pure, unconditional love and joy. It is no wonder that you experience more love, joy, and sometimes ecstasy in expanding states of consciousness. This is also where genius originates. There are meditations and initiations that will help you enter states of higher consciousness. Those who have made conscious contact with higher planes and dimensions can assist you in your journey, yet this process must be done with integrity and in honor of each individual as a unique expression of God. It also must honor your divine right to free will and self-determination. You all have your own unique purpose for being. Will and personality. Each and every one of you has free will. This freedom allows you the divine right of self-determination. With this gift comes responsibility, for you are living in an action-reaction world, knows as the plane of demonstration, where consciousness creates reality. You came to this plane called Earth to live a loving, joyous, abundant life with a strong reverence for life in all forms. There are many levels of consciousness. The will determines which level each individual chooses to express from or to be his or her identity. It is wise to turn the will over to the highest level of consciousness. This understanding was given to Jesus when he said, "I of myself do nothing. The Father within me doeth the works. Another prayer is, not my will, but thine will, from Luke 22:42. There is a danger to self and others when the will is placed in the hands of the personality or the intellect. Both are riddled with fear, unworthiness, anger, againstness, greed, and a whole host of baser attitudes and emotions. The personality, or the intellect, can justify and defend almost any action or behavior. When you go beyond the personality, love is the manifesting force behind all action, love of God, love of humanity, love of nature. The vast majority of governing bodies upon the earth are run by personalities and intellects. Even most of your religious organizations are run by intellectual understandings and personalities. If the will were given over to the higher aspect of self, you would not have the problems of today's society. What you would have is Eden. There is a mind known as divine mind, and its reasoning is divine reasoning. It is within each and every one of you. It is beyond the personality, and it is who you truly are. Your personality is just one of many garments. Your intellectual understanding is created by parents, society, and the environment. When the soul, or higher levels of self, are governing your life, all action will be based upon love and will be in the highest and best good of humanity and nature. Your soul is God, and God is love. If you want to know what level your will is operating on, look at your life. If you want to know the level of will of those who govern you, look at your society and the world in which you live. It is quite obvious that the will must rise to a higher level. The universe. The universe, or one-verse, is like a grand puzzle. It is all coming together, and it is all God. There is nothing separate from omnipresence. To believe creation began and ended with the earth is to believe in error. You are all remnants of previous colonies and civilizations that have risen and fallen due to various causes. Some have been natural causes, and some have been due to unbridled greed and the lust for power, along with technology advancing at a more rapid rate than spirituality. There is more to your story and the universe than you can imagine. I would like to begin with an explanation of form, or body. The body is a physical adaptation to the environment. Just as there are many races upon your planet, there are also many races throughout the cosmos. There are many environments that differ greatly from the earth. There are many adaptations to these environments. The spirits within these bodies are all born of the original light. Thus, you are all family. We spoke earlier of the Elohim, the gods born of the original light. Not all of the gods chose to incarnate or lower their vibrations into physical bodies. Many remain in spiritual bodies and are working in the unseen to remind their brethren, the forgotten gods, of their heritage. They incarnate from time to time as avatars and masters, and they live their lives as examples of the God within humans. Jesus, Buddha, Babaji, White Eagle, Muhammad, Mary, and a whole host of other saints and sages have incarnated at various times in your history as examples of the original light. They all spoke of one God, one family, and one law. There was the law of love. They spoke to the cultures they incarnated into through the use of symbols and forms they could understand. They are responsible for the universal truths found throughout all religions. They are the examples of unifying with the God within. There are many mansions, and the Elohim were not limited to this plane, this dimension, or this planet. They manifested other vehicles, bodies on other planes, dimensions, and planets, and each civilization is a different stage in evolution. These civilizations also took different paths in their evolutionary processes. Some evolved mentally and very technologically advanced, yet void of emotions. Some evolved body, mind, and spirit, and their technology is reflections of their spirituality. Others chose the body and its environment to be their evolutionary process, and many never left spirit. This understanding will cause many of you to categorize these civilizations in a hierarchical order. Yet I must remind you that experience equates wisdom, and wisdom equates power. Those who have ventured into all these planes and dimensions have a greater understanding of God and the universe beyond, because they have experienced more of God and the universe. Many advanced civilizations have interacted with Earth. Each civilization acted according to its accepted customs and beliefs, which were quite different from each other. Some acknowledged the divinity and diversity of all life and humanity's divine rights to free will and self-determination. They came to guide and assist humanity. They were compassionate, loving, and understanding. There were others who came to rule humanity and be worshipped. They were jealous, wrathful, and merciless. Cities and villages were decimated for refusing to worship them as gods or follow their rules and doctrines. This in itself is a major contribution to the division in beliefs concerning the nature of God. Is he wrathful, peaceful, all-loving, merciful, omnipresent, or somewhere else in the ethers? There have been those who see humanity as a lower form of life to experiment with. There are also civilizations that are of your same seed who are spiritually and technologically advanced and are assisting humanity in its evolutionary process. Those who have interacted negatively with humanity are being removed from this plane. The scars and images they have left behind are also now being addressed and healed. The universe is as infinite as God is. Humanity is soon to become aware of and come into alignment with other planes and dimensions and civilized planets within those planes and dimensions. The Earth's destiny is to take its rightful place as part of a federation of planets in cooperation with their loving brothers and sisters, seen and unseen. As always, there is more to the story. The healing and destiny of Earth. There is a cosmic event occurring throughout the universe. It is a quantum leap or shift into the next phase. Earth and all its inhabitants are being vibrationally lifted. Earth will eventually come into alignment and take its rightful place in a federation of planets interacting with the civilizations that reside upon them. This will include other planes and dimensions as well. The veils are being lifted, the clouds are dispersing, and humanity will soon come to realize it is not alone in the universe. Jesus is presiding over the event, for he has earned the position due to his great love, compassion, and service to humanity. The earth is divided into 4 quadrants. There are 4 omnipresent masters presiding over each of the 4 quadrants under the direction of Jesus. They are known throughout the universe as Andromedans. To humanity, they are known as archangels: Michael, Gabriel, Uriel, Raphael, and a host of other Andromedans, along with legions, are part of this endeavor. The legions consist of other spirituality and technologically advanced civilizations. The people from Pleiades, Orion, and those based within the earth, a book within itself, are all working together as part of the endeavor. The pure unconditional love and joy of God is being channeled spiritually and technologically upon earth, raising all that is of lower frequency or vibration. All lower vibrational attitudes and emotions, their physical manifestations, and all wrong conclusions from past experience are in the process of being vibrationally lifted and healed. There has been a band of energy placed around the entire planet that is a great amplifier. It is creating polarities of fear and joy. People are choosing the polarity they desire to be the manifesting force behind creation. In other words, things are going to be a little chaotic for a while. It is the sword before the peace. The destiny of earth is to be a reflection of the loving, joyous gods that reside upon her. This reflection is also to be an example of a civilization that loves God with all its heart, honors each individual as a unique expression of God itself, including self, and reverently cherishes the God in all of life. This will give you an indicator as to where changes are necessary, the extreme of such changes, and what you can do to flow with these changes. This lifting is occurring within the mental, emotional, and physical bodies. The earth body is also a part of this process, and she, too, is on the move in her healing and cleansing process. The collective consciousness, as well as the astral cloud surrounding the earth, which contains lower vibrational, discarnate spirits, negative thought forms, and limited mental concepts, is also in the process of being healed and lifted. There is no rock being left unturned. It is a gift. It would be wise not to resist it, but to flow with it and to make any necessary changes within yourself, your job, and your environment. It is an answer to a prayer of billions, seen and unseen. It is cyclic in nature and exponential in its intensity. This was the end of part 2. Part 3 is next.